lesson today, we are going to be rereading our story, A Tree is a Plant. Before we begin rereading, I wanted to talk about our target skill again. Our target skill for this week's lesson is sequence of events. When I think of the sequence of events, I think of the time that I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in front of the entire class. You each helped me tell which went first, next, and last. The sequence of events is the order in which the events happen. In our story, A Tree is a Plant. It tells about the events in the life of a tree. The apple tree begins as a seed. What happens next? When the tree is big, what happens to it in the spring, summer, fall, and winter? We can use a flow chart like below to show the order of important events. Our author also uses figurative language in our story. Authors sometimes tell how two things are the same by using the word like or as. This word choice is called a simile. In our story, A Tree is a Plant. The author says that the roots are as small as hairs. Do you think this means the roots are thick or thin? Describe how you picture the roots. What else does the author say the roots are like? As we are rereading through our story, pay close attention to the sequence of events and see if you can notice any more figurative language, such as a simile. Let's begin rereading our story, A Tree is a Plant. Let's begin reading our story, A Tree is a Plant, by Clyde Robert Bulla and illustrated by Stacy Chouette. Our essential question is, what happens to a tree as it grows? A tree is a plant. A tree is the biggest plant that grows. Most kinds of trees grow from seeds, the way most small plants do. There are many kinds of trees. Here are a few of them. How many do you know?
Maple, conifer, persimmon, palms, lemon, willow,
This tree grows in the country. It might grow in your yard too. Do you know what kind it is? This is an apple tree. This apple tree came from a seed. The seed was small. It grew inside an apple. Have you ever seen an apple seed? Ask an adult to help you cut an apple in two. The seeds are in the center. They look like this. Here on page 125, we can see a picture of an apple cut in half. These little black dots are the seeds that are in the middle of an apple. Most apple trees come from seeds that are planted. Sometimes an apple tree grows from a seed that falls to the ground. The wind blows leaves over the seed. The wind blows soil over the seed. All winter, the seed lies under the leaves and the soil. All winter, the seed lies under the ice and snow and is pushed into the ground. Spring comes. Rain falls. The sun comes out and warms the earth. The seed begins to grow. Here we can see the apple seed going through the different seasons. It talks about how first a seed can fall to the ground, be covered by leaves. Then in the winter, the leaves are covered by ice and snow. Then in the spring, the rain falls and the sun warms the earth and the seed begins to grow. At first, the young plant does not look like a tree. The tree is very small. It is only a stem with 2 leaves. It has no apples on it. A tree must grow up before it has apples on it. Each year, the tree grows. It grows tall. In 7 years, it is so tall that you can stand under its branches. In the spring, there are blossoms on the tree. Spring is apple blossom time. Let's analyze the text. Sequence of events. After many years, what happens to the little plant? We know that first the seed is planted into the ground. Next, the seed has to begin to grow. And after many years, the tree is big enough that you can stand under it. The blossoms last only a few days. Then they fall to the ground. Now there are green leaves on the tree. Among the leaves, there are small apples. The apples are where the blossoms were before. The apples are green, and they are almost too small for you to see. The apples grow slowly. They grow all during the spring and the summer. If you look closely at our picture, you can see the small green dot where the blossoms used to be. This is where the apples will begin to grow. In the fall, they are large and ripe. They are ready to eat. We can see the apples and the leaves on the branches. We can see the branches growing out of the trunk. We can see the trunk growing out of the ground. We can see the bark of the tree. The bark covers the branches and the trunk like a coat. But there is a part of the tree that we cannot see. Let's analyze the text. Why do you think the author says the bark is like a coat? The sentence in our story says, the bark covers the branches and the trunk like a coat. Why do you think the author says that? If you have ever looked at a tree, you can see that the bark covers the trunk and all of the branches of a tree. It is almost like when you see an animal's coat. For example, a dog. The dog's fur coats the dog completely, and it covers all of the dog. Bark on trees is similar to that. The bark covers all of the parts of the tree, including the trunk and the branches. We cannot see the roots. They are under the ground. Some of the roots are large. Some of them are as small as hairs. The roots grow like branches under the ground. A tree could not live without roots. Roots hold the trunk in the ground. Roots keep the tree from falling when the wind blows. Roots keep the rain from washing the tree out of the ground. Roots do something more. They take water from the ground. They carry the water into the trunk of the tree. The trunk carries the water to the branches. The branches carry the water to the leaves. Hundreds and hundreds of leaves grow on the branches. The leaves make food from water and air. They make food when the sun shines. The food goes into the branches. It goes into the trunk and roots. It goes to every part of the tree. Fall comes and winter is near. The work of the leaves is over. The leaves turn yellow and brown. The leaves die and fall to the ground. Now the tree is bare. All winter it looks dead. But the tree is not dead. under its coat of bark, the tree is alive. Spring comes again. Rain falls. If you look closely at the tree in this picture, we can see that it went from having nothing on the branches to small little buds of green. The sun warms the earth. The tree blossoms and new leaves grow. As long as it lives, the apple tree grows. As long as it lives, the apple tree blossoms in the spring and apples grow on it. When do you like apple trees best? In spring, when they are covered with blossoms? In summer, when they are covered with leaves? In winter, when they are bare? Or in fall, when they are covered with apples? I think my favorite time to see an apple tree is in the summertime when they are covered with leaves. Which is your favorite? What a great story for us to get to learn about the life cycle of an apple tree. We will be talking more about life cycles of different things later this week. Now let's move on to our next activity for our lesson today. For the next part of our lesson, I would like for you to turn to page 124 in our Reader's Notebook, Volume 2. For this activity, we are going to be completing an activity with our words to know, or also called our sight words. Our directions tell us to write a word from the box to complete each sentence. We have 8 of our sight words. Let's begin by reading the words to know in the box on the right side of the page. Our first word is almost, country, covered, earth, kinds, ready, soil, warms. To complete our activity, we have to read each sentence and fill in the blank for the best word to complete the sentence. I will read the sentences along with you, and then you will choose the word that best completes the sentence. Let's begin with number 1. Sentence number 1 says, I planted flowers in the blank. Write the word in the sentence that best completes number 1. I planted flowers in the blank. Almost, country, covered, earth, kinds, ready, soil, warms. Write the word in the blank that best completes the sentence for number 1. Number 2 says, our heater blanks our house. Our heater, almost, country, covered, earth, kinds, ready, soil, warms. Our heater blanks our house. Write the word that best completes the sentence for number 2. For number 3, Pete blank hit a home run. Pete blank hit a home run. Look at our words to know in the box and write the word that best completes the sentence. For number 3, Pete blank hit a home run. Number 4 says, Mr. Lee lives in the blank. Mr. Lee lives in the blank. Look at our words to know and write the word that best completes the sentence for number 4. Number 5 says, Mom blank us with a blanket. Mom blank us with a blanket. Write the word from the box that best fits in the blank for number 5. For number 6, the sentence says, Are you blank to go? Are you blank to go? Write the word from the box that best completes the sentence for number 6. Number 7 says, Dinosaurs walked the blank millions of years ago. Dinosaurs walked the blank millions of years ago. Write the word from the box that best completes the blank in number 7. And for sentence number 8, it says, I got many blank of games for my birthday. I got many blank of games for my birthday. Look at the words in the box and choose which word best completes the sentence for number 8. I got many blank of games for my birthday. Do your best to fill in the blank for all of the sentences. We will be checking your answers during your reading intervention time. If you have any questions before then, please let me know, and I'll see you soon.